Hey, I'm Brendan, and today we are checking out the BILT LX-1 Mips Helmet. This is coming in right at $160, certainly geared towards the off-road riders out there. And I think this is going to be a great bang for the buck option, considering the Mips technology that we have in here. It's ECE rated, it's 3 pounds, 3 ounces. So let's get into the details here. But before we do, I do want to talk about the overall fit, because that is probably one of the most important things, and a lot of people get value from learning more about the fit. From my experience, I found that this is running about a size small. So I typically wear a size medium, measure right at 22.5 inches around the full circumference of my head. When I tried on the medium, which is what I typically wear, it felt a little bit too loose around the cheek area. So for me, the small fit way better, and knowing that it's going to break in, knowing it's going to relax, I would probably recommend for most riders out there to go down a size, especially if you're in between two sizes. Maybe you're not sure, you're right there on that cusp, go with the smaller option. I think you'll be far more happy with that. Obviously, it's going to be nice and snug. It's going to break in. It's going to relax with regular use and time, I promise you, especially for a dirt style lid, because in that riding application, you're building a ton of heat. You're sweating a lot, so it is going to loosen up with regular use. So keep that in mind. But at $160, this helmet will ship to you for free. And as always, we do have our price match policy in place that is there to ensure that you're getting the best deal around. Now, the Mips, that's the big takeaway with this helmet, especially considering this price point. That is going to be their multi-directional impact protection system. We've seen this with a few other manufacturers. It's not proprietary to BILT or anything like that. However, it does give you an extra level of rotational impact protection that is certainly beneficial to dirt riders out there, especially for those of you out there riding on a variety of different terrains. It gives the helmet a little bit more slip on the inside, which is in turn could potentially help prevent a neck injury or something like that. So really great technology to have in this helmet, especially considering the price. Getting into the nitty-gritty details, you do have that intake vent there. Obviously, you're going to get a ton of airflow right here at the front of the helmet, but you do have some intakes right there at the top and at the very top of the lid, just past the brow there, right there by the peak visor. So a lot of intakes here, and it is important to also have these, not just have this open port, because that's going to allow that airflow to get around the helmet through the EPS, surrounding your helmet, creating that Venturi effect and allowing that hot air to escape the rear, which is obviously very important when you're riding in the dirt application, because you're moving a ton. You're going to be generating a ton of heat in that application. Swinging to the rear, you can see some of those exhaust vents there at the rear, just pulling that airflow through. The overall shell design is pretty straightforward. It looks pretty aggressive. I like that. I like the overall design. It's got a little bit of a hawksbill here, nothing overly aggressive, but you can see that with the design of the shell. One thing I wanted to mention about the peak visor, you've got these plastic screws. They are adjustable, of course, and this is really nice because they are designed to break away. So if you get a branch caught underneath that, if you're riding the trails, I frequent the trails and often get branches kind of snagging underneath this peak visor. It's not going to pull your neck, and it's going to help prevent that from causing injury, right? It's going to break away those screws. This peak visor will just go away. So this will certainly come in handy. I like that they've got the plastic screws in that particular area. And you've got these nice cutaways on the peak visor as well. It's just going to help prevent that pull up underneath there if you're riding at some serious speeds there on the straightaways. It is going to allow that airflow to move through it more freely. But the Mips technology is really great to have in there. I also wanted to note 2 shell sizes. You've got extra small to large, and then you've got the XL to 3XL in that other shell. You've got 3 EPS, DOT certified, ECE certified, 3 pounds, 3 ounces in a size medium with that intermediate oval internal shape. And that's what we're moving into the interior right now. Take a quick look here, double D re-enclosure. Unsnap that and pull some of these cheek pads out. And it's got that camo liner inside, little pop of reflectivity at the bottom of the cheek pad there. Very straightforward. You do not have any speaker cutouts. Most riders in the dirt application aren't really using a Bluetooth communication system, but I don't think it would hurt to have a recessed area to accommodate that if you wish to do so. I've certainly used it for the dirt riding application from time to time, so maybe on the next iteration we'll see some speaker cutouts with this particular helmet. Taking the headliner right out of here. Very straightforward again with that. So obviously everything's designed to be removed. You can wash it up, throw it back in place, keep everything nice and fresh. And on the interior there, that is that Mips. That's that additional, slip lining there on the inside of the helmet. And you can see It's kind of tough to do this with one hand here, try to keep those straps out of the way, but you can see that amount of movement and that amount of slip on the inside. That's allowing that rotation of the head if the helmet takes an impact, and it can potentially prevent injury to your neck. So it is nice to have that technology. It seems simple, but it's a bit more complex than you might think. There's a lot of great info on the MIPS technology and how beneficial it is to riders. But we don't have super deep channels on the EPS for the airflow, but considering this price point, I'm not going to knock it too hard at 160 bucks, considering it's 3 pounds, 3 ounces, it's ECE certified. We've got MIPS technology in here. I think this is going to be a great option, a great bang for the buck option, as I mentioned before, for riders out there that are getting into the dirt riding application. Of course, if you're looking for more details, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can click that info button. That'll take you over to the product page. And as always, we do have our customer service team on standby. They're all riders, more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. So thanks for hanging out with us for a bit, taking a closer look at the BILT LX-1 Mips helmet. I'm Brandon. Keep it pinned.